În aceste vremuri tumultoase, ca să zicem așa, schimbările vin cu o viteză greu de anticipat. În acest peisaj incert, provocarea majoră pentru companii este să găsească busola potrivită pentru a continua să crească. Cum navighează Danone România în aceste ape învolburate, vom afla de la Lubomir Spasov, Country Top Line Leader, aflat la cârma operațiunilor locale din luna aprilie acestui an. Vă invit să-i urăm un bun venit pe scenă. The scene is yours. Hello.
Hello everyone. Bună ziua tuturor. This is as far as my Romanian goes. I'm taking lessons. Next year I'm going to do better, I promise. We're going to be speaking about new reality today. And the content that we've prepared with my team is going to, in a way, follow up with the general matrix terminology and thematics we've been seeing in the last 1 hour. First, a few words about me. I'm Lubomir, I'm Bulgarian, as you can judge by the accent. I spent 10 years with the company already. The last 3 of them I was managing the Bulgarian business, and the last 6 months I have the pleasure and the honor of doing the same for the Romanian part of the group business. Getting to the content we have prepared for you today. This is in a nutshell what Danone stands about in terms of business and categories. Everyone is aware about the dairy category that we have. This is the establishment of the company, how we originated and started with more than 106 years ago. Then about 9 years ago, we were able to enlarge and reinforce our portfolio and the so-called flexitarian alimentation direction of our presence and footprint on the respective markets across the globe with the plant-based proposition that we have, namely the brand Într-o, which, by the way, in Romania, we managed to quadruple in the last year since we adopted it. And since 2018, we also added Avem, our specialized nutrition brand, to the portfolio, obtaining the company Nutricia in Romania and across Europe as well. What are we going to discuss today? What are we going to be speaking about? Fresh dairy products are well known here. Romania is a Balkan country. Romania is very close to the geographical origin that is supposedly, from historical perspective, the place of birth of yogurts in terms of production, consumption, domesticality, etc., etc. Romania is one of the countries who is arguing whether it is the homeland of yogurt, whether it is Bulgaria or Greece or Serbia or North Macedonia. Of course, it's for no one to tell because it's not a historical clear fact, at least. But in a nutshell, dairy is a big thing here. For you guys, for us in terms of business, for you in terms of consumption, food, protein intake, and etc. What we were, I'm gonna say, fascinated and somehow challenged to figure out that in the recent period, which is year to date there, versus 1 year ago, the growth and the dynamics of value, basically, we are touching upon the value creation that was touched like an hour ago, is seemingly overpassing the volume growth. So basically, value growth is accelerating, whilst volume growth is decelerating across the area as well. Obviously, it's a very typical performance, given the fact that we saw just now, like half an hour ago, that across categories, pretty much it's been the same thing has been happening. This means that consumers are uptrading, consumers are getting more cautious, more choiceful, and more careful. And we are trying, and in my opinion, quite well succeeding in Danone, to be able to follow this trend. The evolution itself, we've decided to split it into 3 directions because these are our strategic pillars for 24, 25, 26, we are going to speak about another time, of course. In terms of high protein, there is generally what we call decent yet promising penetration, about a quarter of it across households in Romania. The fascinating fact, of course, is that it has been plus more than 1 million households since 2019 in Romania. This means that that protein intake is here to stay and protein consumption is getting more cautious, more careful, and more reasonably high in the decision-making funnel for shoppers to buy and for consumers to use. Same goes for Greek yogurt. It's a very big thing across the Balkan Peninsula, namely Romania, but other countries as well. A fascinating close to 50% penetration already generated and more than 1.5 million households growth since 2019 as well. Last but not least, what we are mostly proud about, plant-based penetration, that we believe we have the key stakeholding role into generating almost 30% of penetration, and again, more than 1 million households more versus 2019. What makes us different? What makes us the differentiators? And I would even dare to say, it's not here, of course, on the slide, the disruptors of the category and the performance in Romania overall. We believe we have a very solid and strong brand from the high protein value proposition perspective, which is Pro. It goes across spoonables, drinkables, plain yogurts, flavored ones, etc., etc. I'm not going to bore you with details about dairy production technology, of course. We have a very strong presence in Greek already. Since this summer, it's very fresh, by the way. We managed to launch quite successfully our 10% fat level proposition on the market, and already we are seeing lovely results from the market performance and consumer evaluation point of view. Again, last but not least, our ongoing importance and the key battle that we have in terms of educating consumers and shoppers to be more flexitarian and to be more choiceful from the diversity of consumption perspective. That's our plant-based portfolio, where we are relaunching in a way our not milk proposition, that is the alternative of fresh cow milk, of course. We are having a very strong launch of innovation on the innovation, which is plant-based, high-protein, spoonable, extended shelf life type of a product. Last but not least, the absolutely unique fruity propositions that we have across the plant-based portfolio, which is red fruits and banana, also launched this year. In a nutshell, the main insights are there. They are very clear. And these are the pillars based on which we are building and delivering our long-term strategy, at least in the vicinity of next 5 to 10 years. There is a very high protein consumption in this country already. You guys are eating, as it's there on the slide, meat a lot, dairy products a lot. The numbers that are inside the brackets are impressive, like 90% weekly incidence of consumption of dairy is even more than Bulgaria, my own country. So this is truly impressive. Plant-based alternatives are here and they're here to stay, but still we see a clear opportunity to continue educating and continue growing the importance and the relevance of such consumptions, even from the perspective that about 20% incidence means that we have, even mathematically, 80% more to go until we have clear incidence across the entire disposition funnel and amongst all the consumers in Romania. The protein intake awareness and the benefits are there. It's limited. I'm seeing many more young people in gyms every day in Romania versus what I even see in Bulgaria, which I'm very happy to see. Still, there is a lot to grow. Still, there is a lot to educate and a lot for them to learn, a lot for us to be able and to have the responsibility to share in terms of knowledge and, of course, product and consumables propositions. One of the examples that I chose to put here on the slide for you guys to see, it's very fresh from the oven. It's like a few days old on the market. Our completely innovative, strictly kids dedicated and directed launch of the season, outdoor kits, which are drinkable and spoonable products at the same time, that are having even more extended shelf life. So they are very appropriate for a takeaway to put in the backpack to have consumption between the terms or during the lunch break, etc., etc. And again, it's very fresh from the market. We are seeing a very nice performance on the market from this perspective. I'm going to finish with this slide, which means basically what I would ideally be very happy if you take as a takeaway with you after this conference, and at least my part, is over. There is a reason why. There is always one. Just for like a minute, I can take you back. 1972, there is a big conference in Marseille, in France, that our founder, one of the founding fathers of the company, Antoine Riboud, has called with more than 300 journalists and GMs of other companies, where Monsieur Riboud was introducing the so-called dual model of Danone. He was saying that from now on, this company is going to be dualistic forever. meaning we are going to be delivering corporate economics, financials, shareholder value, earnings per share, etc., alongside delivery of sustainability, social responsibility, governance, etc. What he was saying, and what is stipulated here, the responsibility of a responsible business doesn't end with the shop floor, with the warehouse door, with the entrance of the headquarters. Then I'm going to follow up with honestly, my favorite book out of the few that I've read in the years, which is by Simon Sinek, Start With Why. Basically, the book, I'm sure it's very famous with all of you, stands for the fact that every brand, every company, every purpose on a market, on a consumer market, should have a mission, should have a reason why. Something for consumers and shoppers to acknowledge, to get infected by, to get acquainted with, and to get on board with. And we believe we are walking this talk. Last but not least, it's been since 2018, so more than 7 years, that we have established our Danone Impact journey. So from now on top of being dualistic, our model is actually a circular one. In the center of it, of course, is the credo of the company, that we are here to bring health through food to as many people as possible across the globe. And we are doing this by delivering health through food, by ensuring that we have thriving peoples and communities across the globe, and of course, preserving and regenerating nature. We believe we have a reason to stay. We believe we have a reason to be at the level that we currently are on the Romanian market. Of course, I'm not going to share any market share details. These are not relevant for today. And we look forward to the near future in these very dynamic times for the country and for the economy overall. Thank you.
You are fast. Don't run. If there are any questions from the audience, please. If not, I'll try my luck. Please. In the back. My colleague will come. Until then, as a joke, do you think the dairy will beat meat soon in Romania, taking into account the figures on the last slide?
Thank you. It's a very nice question. Let me answer like this. I don't know if I think it will. I hope it will.
Fingers crossed then. Please.
Thank you very much for the great presentation. I have a question here. Today we have seen a slide with saying that one of the drivers in modern retail is sustainability. And I know that French companies are quite strong in this regard. Can you tell that sustainability here in Romania somehow help you to generate additional turnover or profit?
Thank you. It's a very interesting and very complex question, to be honest. I'm going to split it in two parts and follow up with the first and then the second. It's not only about Greek yogurt when it comes to the fact how keen and how savvy, I hope, we are on innovations. Greek is a big thing here on the Balkans. Greek used to be a big thing in NORAM, this is North America, Canada and US, in one of our global regions, more than 6 years ago. I'm sure that currently, as we're speaking right now with you guys, someone is creating a new trend in Asia or Oceania. It's not our job to only be limited and focused on emerging or existent trend. We are sort of, I hope at least, in the business of predicting trends. That's why, therefore, and by the way, I can share that even last year, we were able to build the most innovative and most sustainable innovation center in the continent of Europe, which is I don't want to pronounce it, it's a very French name, and I'm very much not okay with my French yet. So it's a clear declaration that we are addressing all the relevant innovations that are having the sustainability approach. Greek is only the example which is valid for Romania, for the Balkans, for the vicinity of 24, 25, 26. Answering the second part of your question about the sustainability in Romania, we are still proud to say that an enormously big part, more than 85% of what we are registering on the market of Romania, we are also producing for ourselves in our factory here in Bucharest. Also even prouder to say that already we are servicing 15 other selling markets across Europe. And the most proud I am to share that our factory was last year registered as the most ESG credited and valued factory amongst all Danone factories, which are above 60, by the way, across Europe. Almost 80% of our electricity consumption is generated by photovoltaics that we have already. Last but not least, it's been 2 years since we were officially registered Central Eastern Europe, where Romania is the biggest country out of the 5, as one of the B Corp companies in the country of Romania. So I believe, yes, we are addressing fully, to the extent of our ability, of course, both innovations and sustainability. Thank you for the question once again.
Thank you for your presence as well, aspiring.